Hey, how's it going, everybody? Unfortunate in today's video that we have to talk about some disgusting behavior. So before we actually get into it, just want to put a bit of a disclaimer to let you guys know that some of the images and stuff that are going to be shown are not for the lighthearted. So this is my heads up, and highly recommend that if you are sensitive to seeing and reading some of this stuff, just be aware. How's it going, everybody? Lawler here, inside source for all things Rocket League. Unfortunately, talking about the OCE region, but not in a positive light this time around. Right now, there are two pro players by the names of Deca and Requiem, two who you probably know as they are quite good at the game and have had pretty solid results with both of their rosters, are right now in hot water under allegations for slur-heavy conversation that's homophobic, racist, and a bunch of other things that just should not be tolerated. If you guys did not see, early on the 25th, just a few days ago, Eli, one of the players in the region, ended up putting out a tweet. And again, disclaimer, heads up, warning, the messages and stuff that you are going to see are, again, racist, degraded, a bunch of different things that are things that I need to give you guys a heads up on. And he says, and I quote, "Just gonna leave this here since Deca blocked me, cowboy emoji, good night." It shows in the image, as you can see, Requiem, Days, and Deca all involved with some not okay language and wording that has been said. And according to the internet, that is not the first time. Many a pro and many of people in the region that compete on this area or at this level of competition say that this is not the first time. Part of the reason why I include Days in this conversation is, especially in today's day and age, it is no longer and should honestly have never been enough to just, quote, not be part of the problem. You need to proactively, if you see this stuff, speak up and make sure that you are stating that it is not okay, because it really, really is not. And this is just me speaking candidly and is just something that I need to say for my own sake. If I ever see anybody in my own community saying things like this or speaking like this to anyone in any capacity whatsoever, you will be banned and removed, no questions asked. It's just not going to be tolerated. It is stuff that is not okay. And it is horrible to say that we are seeing this from people that are supposed to be pros and role models for young generations to grow. There has been backlash in all accounts, especially with knowing some of these pros are at a age of 22. They are not kids. Not that being kids excuses this activity in any capacity, because this is something that should just never be said or repeated, and it is horrible to see. I am, again, pairing Days with this because he is not also taking a proactive stance and is continuing to double down on the reason for the banning or the conversation that they are above some of the people that are joining said Discord server. Since then, we have seen a couple interactions, primarily one in particular from Devin Connors, who is the community manager, the senior community manager at Rocket League and Psyonix as part of Epic Games, and talks about how, yes, Psyonix is looking into this. And there is a lot of people that are concerned, well, this didn't happen on Rocket League time or in the RLCS. Is this a bannable offense? And yes, when you sign into the RLCS, when you are signing up for their competition, you are also a representation of their system. And because of that, they have the right to ban and punish, which they have done to others in the past, even if you are not directly insulting their product, their people, whatever it may be. There is a easy way to say, hey, you are not withholding or within the guidelines of the things that we have stated. Therefore, we are going to remove, ban, whether it be forever, temporarily, short-term, long-term, whatever they deem fit. The difficulty with this is, one, obviously it is taken out of context. Not that that matters, because the things said are and can be fabricated. That's why you have to be a little bit more cautious. And even though it is considered an allegation right now, it is more so just making sure that these things are factual rather than spoofed or made, because it is very easy to type in a sentence, blah, blah, blah. Not trying to provide any excuses, just saying the process that has to go. The other difficulty is the Discord at where these things were being held has been deleted from the looks of it. It does not seem like this is a thing that is a odd occurrence. It is something that seems to be happening quite regularly, and the fact that you deleted evidence is kind of the icing on the cake to say, hey, we are most definitely guilty of this. And there's a lot of community figures and a lot of people from the OCE scene that are outspoken about this and saying this is nothing new, this is no surprise, and it is a shame that someone had to make it public in order for these people to now speak out instead of it being preemptive and getting ahead of it, which is really unfortunate. A lot of people also talking about how it's possibly an abuse of power, how some of these people are moderators of ranked six-mans. And for those that don't know, the OCE scene, when it comes to getting into the professional scene, is not an easy thing. Their servers do not really provide the best level of competition. So six-mans is kind of the only thing they have to get to that next level, to get recognized, to find a way into the pro scene. And if you are a moderator, going against the moderator who can abuse that power is a frustrating thing. So there's a lot of different facets to this, but ultimately the two players, Deca and Requiem, kind of being put on blast. And I'm going to make that statement again. There is no need to make this a bigger situation than it is. This is me just educating people on the scenario, but you should not be going out and attacking or going and trying to make matters worse. We are here to just educate and be aware, and for me to advocate to all of you that this is not okay and should not be happening, especially in this community. And if I see you doing it, you will no longer be welcomed into it. So keep that in mind. But yeah, it is horrible to see that we're still seeing this stuff happen and that it is still occurring, even with people trying to be as proactive against it as possible. But it's just horrible to see, especially in our scene, including myself as part of the community for the Rocket League esports scene, along with everybody else who takes time to watch these videos. But it's an absolute shame. We have yet to see if there's going to be any action taken by the organizations that represent, whether it be Wildcard or the Groggins, I think is the name of the other team. But yeah, it is unfortunate to see, and I do hope that players are held accountable, because this is it's just disgusting. It's horrible to see this kind of stuff. And hopefully the disclaimers and everything else gave you guys a fair warning of this thing. But ultimately, I do hope that action is taken immediately, and that things end up happening to hold these people accountable, both short-term and long-term, as this stuff is not acceptable in any capacity. Unfortunately, not a fun one to talk about here today, but an important one. But that is going to wrap it up for today's Rocket League news. If you guys have any additional questions, comments, concerns, links to everything in the description down below. But that is going to do it for me. If you guys have any additional questions for myself, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And as always, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next video.